Chapter 1. What is the internet? The internet is like a giant invisible web that connects almost everything. Your phone, your computer, your TV, even some fridges and cars, all connected. But how? Imagine the internet as a huge network of roads. Websites, apps, and devices are like houses and buildings on this network. When you search for something or send a message, it's like sending a package. The package travels across these roads and finds the fastest way to reach its destination. But instead of trucks or mail carriers, the internet sends information using wires, satellites, and radio signals. These signals move at the speed of light, so fast that you can load a video from the other side of the world in less than a second. The internet is everywhere, but no one actually owns it. It's made up of millions of networks, all following the same set of rules so they can work together. Without these rules, nothing would connect. But not long ago, this didn't exist at all. People couldn't send instant messages, stream videos, or play games online. If you wanted to talk to someone far away, you had to call them on a landline or send a letter. So, where did the internet come from? It all started with a problem. Chapter 2. The Cold War and the birth of the internet. In the 1960s, the US was in the Cold War, a long, tense conflict with the Soviet Union. America had a big fear. What if an enemy attack wiped out their communication system? At the time, phone lines were simple. If you cut the wires, the call would end immediately. If someone bombed a major telephone center, entire cities could lose the ability to talk to each other. The US needed something stronger, a system that could survive an attack. Scientists came up with a new idea, a network that had no center. Instead of sending messages in one straight line, messages would be broken into small pieces and take different routes to their destination. Even if part of the network was destroyed, the messages could still find their way through. This was called ARPANET, the very first version of the internet. It was slow, only a few computers could use it, and there were no websites or videos. But it proved one thing: computers could communicate across long distances. But there was still a problem. Every computer spoke a different language, so they couldn't connect easily. In 1983, scientists created TCP/IP, a universal system that allowed all computers to talk to each other no matter what. Now, computers weren't just sending simple messages. People wanted to share information, ideas, and knowledge instantly, but there was no easy way to do it. That's when one scientist changed everything. Chapter 3. The birth of the World Wide Web. By the 1980s, the internet was working, but there was a problem. It wasn't easy to use. There were no web pages, no search engines, no way to click on anything. If you wanted to find information, you had to type long, complicated commands just to connect to another computer. Then came Tim Berners-Lee, a scientist working at a research lab in Switzerland. He had a simple idea. What if all the world's information was linked together like a giant web? In 1989, he created the World Wide Web. It introduced something totally new: web pages. These were digital pages full of information that anyone could read from anywhere in the world. Instead of typing long codes, you could just click on links to jump from one page to another. This made the internet easy for normal people to use. But there was still a problem. There were no search engines, so finding information was like finding a book in a library with no catalog. People had to memorize website addresses just to visit them. Then, search engines arrived. At first, they were simple lists of websites, but in 1998, a small company called Google changed everything. It created a smarter search engine that ranked websites by importance. Now, you didn't need to know a website's address. You could just type what you wanted and Google would find it. With web pages and search engines, the internet was growing fast. But it wasn't just about finding information anymore. People started using it to buy and sell things. And that's when things really started to take off. Chapter 4. The dot-com boom and the first internet crash. In the late 1990s, businesses saw something big. The internet wasn't just for information, it could make money. New companies popped up overnight, promising to change the world. Online stores, digital banks, virtual marketplaces, everyone wanted to invest in the next big thing. People believed that if a company had a website, it would be worth millions someday. Stock prices soared. Investors poured money into internet startups, expecting them to grow forever. It was called the dot-com boom. Then came the crash. By 2000, investors realized many of these companies weren't making any profit. Some of them didn't even have real business plans. They were just running on hype. The bubble burst. Stock prices collapsed, businesses shut down overnight, and billions of dollars vanished. But the internet didn't die. It was just evolving. The companies that survived, like Amazon, eBay, and Google, grew even stronger. They figured out how to actually make money on the internet. And soon, something even bigger was coming. The internet wasn't just about websites anymore. People wanted to connect with each other. That's when social media was born. Chapter 5. The social media explosion. Before social media, the internet was just a giant library. You could find information, but you couldn't really interact. Websites were mostly one way. You read them, but you couldn't talk back. Then came a new idea. What if people could create content, not just consume it? In 2003, MySpace launched. It was one of the first websites where you could customize your profile, add friends, and share updates. A year later, a new site appeared, Facebook. It was simpler, cleaner, and designed to connect people in real life. At the same time, a new kind of content was taking over, videos. In 2005, Free Guys launched YouTube so people could share videos easily. No TV station, no expensive equipment, just upload and go viral. Then came Twitter, 2006, Instagram, 2010, Snapchat, 2011, and TikTok, 2016. Each platform made sharing faster, easier, and more addictive. Instead of searching for information, the internet started bringing content directly to you. Suddenly, anyone could become famous. If you posted something funny, shocking, or relatable, it could spread to millions overnight. But something else was happening. The internet wasn't just something you used at home anymore, it was becoming part of everyday life. Chapter 6. The Smartphone Revolution. Before smartphones, the internet was stuck on computers. You had to sit down, open a browser, and type a website. It wasn't something you carried with you. That changed in 2007. Apple launched the first iPhone and everything changed. For the first time, the internet was in your pocket. Instead of opening a browser, apps let you access the internet instantly. You could message friends, watch videos, and post updates from anywhere. By 2010, most people had a smartphone. Social media, shopping, news, entertainment, everything moved to mobile. Instead of spending hours on one website, people started scrolling endlessly through apps. Streaming services exploded. People stopped watching TV and started binging Netflix, YouTube, and Twitch. Music, movies, and news. It all became digital. The internet was no longer something we visited. It became something we were always connected to. And companies realized something huge. If they could keep you online, they could make more money. That's when the internet started to change. Not for better, but for worse. Chapter 7. The Dark Side of the Internet. The internet was supposed to connect people and make life easier, but over time, it started to feel different. Social media platforms realized that the longer you stay online, the more money they make. To keep you scrolling, they built algorithms, systems that show you exactly what grabs your attention. At first, this seemed great. You'd only see posts and videos that you liked, but there was a problem. It wasn't always the truth. Fake news, conspiracy theories, and extreme content spread faster than real information because shocking content keeps people watching. Your data became a product. Websites and apps tracked everything, your searches, your clicks, even how long you looked at a post. This data was sold to advertisers who knew exactly how to target you. Privacy started disappearing. Companies collected more and more personal data, and governments used the internet for surveillance. Hackers, scams, and cybercrime became huge problems. And instead of bringing people together, the internet started dividing them. Arguments became fights, opinions became extreme, people got trapped in online bubbles, only seeing what they already believed. The internet had gone from a place of freedom and discovery to something controlled by algorithms and corporations. And now, a new question was being asked. What's next? Chapter 8. The future of the internet. The internet is still evolving, and the next chapter could change everything again. Artificial intelligence is getting smarter. It can write, create art, even hold conversations. AI is shaping the way we search for information, but will it think for us? The metaverse is turning the internet into a virtual world where people can work, play, and live digitally. Will we spend more time in real life or online? Decentralization is rising. Cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and Web3 aim to take control away from big tech companies. But will they succeed? 5G and beyond are making the internet faster and more connected than ever. Billions more people are coming online, and with that comes new opportunities and new dangers. The internet has changed the world in just a few decades. It went from a simple experiment to the most powerful tool humanity has ever created. And one thing is certain, this is only the beginning. Conclusion. The internet changed everything. It connected people, gave us unlimited knowledge, and created opportunities that never existed before. But it also came with risks, privacy issues, misinformation, addiction, and control by big corporations. So now, the question isn't how the internet will change next, it's how we will use it. Will it keep bringing us together or push us further apart? Will it make us smarter or just more distracted? The internet is still growing, still evolving. The future of it isn't just up to technology, it's up to us.